Hello, this is Carrie Fell. Welcome to my studio.
Hi everyone! I thought I'd do something a little different today and show you what's going on here in my studio. Just a little disclaimer, this is a working studio. There are a ton of things on the go and a lot of works in progress. So what you're seeing is the messes that happen when art is being done. So I didn't clean up for this video. I just walked around and showed you what it looks like on a typical day, and that's not clean.
We'll start the tour in the kitchen. You may hear a little hum. We had a big dump of snow. Our first really big snowstorm of the year. February is the first one, so we've been fortunate. And anyway, that humming, buzzing, rumbling noise is the neighbors using the snow blower. On my fridge are my latest creation. These are magnets, quite large postcard magnets, and they are of my paintings. I have this one available so far, and there's others in the making. So if this is of interest, I have them in my online shop, if that's something that you are interested in having for your own fridge. So what we have in my messy kitchen is a pile of weaving. This is all going to be wet finished here. It's still waiting its turn. This is my dye kitchen. I've mentioned it before, but this kitchen is only used for dyeing. I don't prepare any food in here. So I'm fortunate to have all this. These are the towels that I've used waiting to go into the laundry downstairs. And above my stove, this is where I keep all my dyes, is up here. I have drawing materials and such in some of the other cupboards. And that's where I hang my warps waiting to go into the dye pot. So I have my my paintings hanging throughout my studio, so you'll get a little glimpse of those too. I have a table out for working, all important storm chips. There you can see the dump of snow that we got. This is my studio window, and I get lots of nice light in here later in the day. We've got some of my work on display, and Dina, because she's been sawn in half. My son named her. Some of my paraphernalia for videotaping. I like to sit here in the sun with my overshot blanket. I have a piece on my rigid heddle loom in progress here, and this is a houndstooth scarf. It's a houndstooth V-cowl, and I have a video about that, which will come out, of course, once it's done, along with instructions on how to get that nice V shape with the houndstooth pattern. The next thing I'm going to weave is right here. This is a dyed warp, and this will be the weft, which I dyed to coordinate with it. And that's the next thing that's going to go on the rigid heddle loom. This is a project from our guild challenge, and it's just awaiting having the fringes trimmed, so that's why it's laying out. This is my retail corner, and it's all pushed together into the corner right now so that I have room for this table. But there's my prints, and some of this work belongs to others. Those Christmas balls belong to Kate, and many of these scarves that belong to members of the guild. It's all still here from our sale, our Christmas sale. But in the corner here, this is my work. These are all the V-cowls that are for sale, and they are on my online shop if you're interested in purchasing them. And there's some work down here. If anything looks good on these racks as well, our guild has these up on our guild website as well. In the back here are my hand-painted warps. So those are in my shop as well. So if you're looking to weave something wonderful with dyed warps, these are already measured out, and there's a cross on these, so it's easy to put onto your loom. Now I have a lot of projects on the go at once, so there's my wall of warps waiting to be put on the looms. I just choose one off this rack when I'm looking for a project to put on a bare loom. I have lots of inspiration here. I can choose one of those. So this is my weaving room. There's my deck with the wind-blown chairs. Fair amount of snow out there. Not on my deck though, it seems to have blown off, so that's kind of nice. But that's my view while I sit and weave on my floor loom. So on the floor loom is some huck lace. So that there's a dyed warp, of course, and I dyed the weft. The weft was kettle dyed in, so there's some nuances in the color on the bobbin, so I really like how that looks. Here's a little piece of weaving I'm trying to figure out what to do with. It's shorter than a scarf, so maybe it'll be sewn into a cowl. So let's go see what's in the next rooms. There's nothing hanging in the washroom right now, that's where I hang my dye stuff to dry over the tub, but there's nothing there right now. This is a loom that is in pieces, and there's various parts of it all around the studio. It's a 45-inch Leclair jack loom, and I don't really have a place to put it together right now, so it lays in pieces in my studio. And a tapestry which was started 25, 30 years ago. Never finished. We've got a painting on the go up here, a painting on the go down here, my drafting table with some experiments I'm working on. This is my sketchbook. I'm learning how to put figures into my landscapes, just gestural figures. And a pile of sketchbooks that are all on the go at once. And my Christmas chocolates. Down here I'm working on some collage, and this will be cut apart and plastered into various sketchbooks, kind of like that, and I'll use that as a base for drawing and painting on top of. At my sewing station I have a few things that need some work. So this hat needs some finishing touches, my Viking hat, before it can go into the store. I think that's a face mask in the making. And I have a nice view out this window too. And my piles over here include more items that need to be pressed here at the ironing board. That's one of my least favorite jobs, so things tend to pile up here. And of course there's tons of storage, including more looms and things. So that's what's happening in my studio these days.
So as many of you know, I have a Patreon, and I think I'm going to do regular videos like these for my patrons. So that means if you are signed up to be my patron, you will get to see all this behind the scenes stuff. I'll take you around my studio at regular intervals or irregular intervals. and we'll see what's on my looms, on my easels, and what's happening here in the studio. As well, I will make written instructions available for my projects. So when I do a new weaving project, I have the write-up that shows the number of threads and the set and, you know, all the details and the math. And I'll make that available on my Patreon as well. Thank you for watching.